And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the remainder of HomeStory Cup 26, the Warping Wisdom Group A. Oh boy, we've been going through the majority here of those missing matches from the broadcast, from the live event. We've been going and following BattleB throughout his endeavors against Fiant, against Lambo, against Nightmare, and now we are following him into his final series versus SKillous. Let's go. Up next is going to be another TVP, jumping into Game 1, and Game 1 is going to be on Amygdala. Let us go. So we're going to be loading into that first game. Again, as a reminder, all these matches are best of threes. I think there was that one HomeStory Cup, I want to say maybe HomeStory Cup 24, maybe 25, where the group stage was best of twos instead. They did play around with a best of two format, but it was just the one time. From then, we have been embracing these best of threes in the group stage. I've been settling in. And again, BattleB has been looking impressive here these past couple of matches, even against Nightmare, but Has did fall to the Mass Storm style of Nightmare. We'll see how this Protoss player approaches the matchup. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Red Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the German Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Berserker Esports. It is BattleB. Here we go. Once again, another Terran versus Protoss. Oh, the TVP is happy. And we have another after this as well. It's all good. We're here for it. And again, we have seen BattleB mix up his openers from time to time. If you remember, in Game 1 against Nightmare, he had a double gas opener. In Game 2, he had a single gas Rax Expand. Here, we'll keep an eye on BattleB to see what he does embrace. Likewise, SKillous as well. SKillous has also been a player who has been improving quite a lot over the past couple of months. For a long time, SKillous, his weakest matchup has been PvZ, but in recent months, he has been improving so much in that matchup as well. Of course, recently, SKillous did qualify for Master Coliseum through or based off of his PvZ, and even in Master Coliseum itself in the group stage did very well for himself as well against Rogue in that PvZ matchup as well. So again, SKillous, he has been improving quite a lot here, closing the gap between himself, Showtime, and Max in the European region, and we'll see how BattleB compares. For now, single gas opener, so BattleB is going for the CC on the low ground. SKillous does not go for a probe scout, unlike his predecessor, unlike Nightmare, who was constantly being assertive and aggressive early on with probes, with denying the expansion and just being active across the map. That is not the case here, not the case between SKillous and BattleB. A part of it might also be the length of the map. I mean, we're loading into Amygdala, one of the longer rush distance maps in the map pool, a bit of a larger map as well. I say a bit of a larger map. It's like a hybrid in a sense. If the rocks get knocked down, then it suddenly becomes much smaller, but in the early to mid game, it can take a lot more time to move from base to base, from side to side. So with that, BattleB does open up economically. We'll be settling in. Likewise is going to move out. Reaper moves out across the map. Is going to be denied entry into the main, as we do have a full wall up here at the cliff face, I believe. Yep. Let him in. BattleB trying to bust into the main base. Alas, he's completely denied, and SKillous will zone the Reaper away. So far, so good. As SKillous does defend. Behind this, we have a take of choice, going for the Twilight Council opener. Alas, BattleB is completely denied any kind of scanning information. And the question becomes, how many gateways for SKillous? 2-gate blink, 3-gate blink, or 4-gate blink stalker? How greedy, how defensive, how aggressive is he going to be? So now he's working towards blink. Back at home, BattleB is going to be getting to his 1-on-1, followed by a Marine Widowmine drop. Or we'll see if he does move out with the Marines. As Widowmines are on the way. And again, these Widowmines should just be for scouting information more than anything. It's not about getting damage, it's about figuring out what the Protoss is up to. Meanwhile, SKillous is going for his hallucination scouts. Gets eyes on the setup, gets eyes on the timing of the CC, spots the 1-1-1, sees the Widow Mine as well. SKillous, he's fully aware of what's going on, and should soon be getting ready for the mine drop. Likewise, BattleB in position to delay the third. Speaking of the third base, SKillous did open up 2 gates. So 2 gate blink into a... Oh, never mind. Was going 2 gate blink into a third, but he was delayed. With that, there's a third gateway, but still expands nonetheless. So overall, an economic build here by SKillous. He's gearing up towards the mid game. No major commitment into stalkers, no aggression across the map. SKillous, he's just chilling. He's just chilling, just calming down, getting into his own game state. BattleB across the map, likewise building up as well. With 2 extra axes, a 3-1-1 setup. As a reminder, these 2 axes were thrown down after the starport, so this is going to be much later stim compared to the previous game. It is going to be a much more passive start here from both players. Interesting. We do see that BattleB, because he got scouted, he actually doesn't go for the Widow Mine drop. Keeps the Widow Mine here at the Zelnaga, and he moves out with an empty medevac instead. Does move out with the empty medevac. Likewise, SKillous, he does push. With high ground vision, with that hallucination, he can dive into the main. Could he try and deny stim? The tank does on siege. Uh-oh. Dives in, going for the add-ons, and it looks like he does gamble a little bit here. He does go for the tech lab, but alas, he does actually switch targets, going for the tank instead. The boys are being pulled. The tank will survive. Oh, it's going to be close. It does live. And the punish is real. 2 stalkers go down. The tank lives. The add-on is not denied. Does survive. And SKillous is going to be forced out. Again, this could have been so much worse. There was so much potential here, either for the tank or either for the add-ons, but lastly, upgrades will continue. And BattleB holds. BattleB, he does hold. Likewise, attempts to move out. You have SKillous coming from behind, catching out some stray units. No major pickups. Tank does siege. And SKillous, he has to respect it. Does respect the tank. He retreats. SKillous getting his third base fully operational. Behind this, still no splash damage. SKillous is going for a very gateway-heavy composition. 3 more gates on the way, so that's going to be a 6 gateway setup in total into charge and +1. No storm, no Colossus yet. As BattleB moves out, it's going to be on SKillous to slow down the push. Does force the early siege. Tank while he's going up. SKillous, he does snipe the Marauder. Does get a Marauder. Picks up a Marine. And again, it's just so imperative here, so important that the Protoss slows down the army, picks away at the Marines, the Marauders, the medevacs, and buys time for extra warpins. Meanwhile, Raven harassed into the main. BattleB moves in. Army is going to be spotted. Once again, oh, 1 stalker goes down. So far, SKillous, he does defend. Zelsi gets on top of the tank. And the tank is going to be targeted down. At least I see. There we go. A little bit late. Tank does fall. The Bio Army does stem in. Both reinforced with SKillous. He should be able to hold on. He does hold. We'll lose 4 probes in the main. Chasing down the army. Diving on the medevac. Oh, does barely get it. Medevac goes down. That was a costly trade for SKillous, throwing away a lot of stalkers. That was 7 stalkers going down. Yeah, very rough trades for the Protoss. Did get the medevacs, but again, was it worth it? BattleB still building up. Ghost Academy gets thrown down. Third base not being taken. SKillous should be taking a 4th. But the 4th does feel a little bit late here for the Protoss. Is now on the way. That's soon to be, at least we try to. BattleB is here to deny. Yeah, he's in position. Keeping the base count even, snipes the probe. And SKillous, he's in a rough position here. Alright, just going up, catching out the Zealots. BattleB trading trading decently well so far. Being forced back. Oh, the medevacs! He wants them! He gets 1! Gets 1, gets 2 medevacs. Not bad. SKillous punishing the move out. But last SKillous, he's still on 3 bases. BattleB has a better economy. That's something you typically don't want to see here in a TVP, so BattleB is getting ahead. Getting a 4th command center. Still no 4th base for the Protoss. SKillous that much more committed. Now he does have his splash damage of choice, going for the Colossus. Colossus production has begun. SKillous, he's trying to be active. We spoke about this previously. Amygdala is a very large map. It can be difficult being too aggressive here. SKillous is ready for a warp in. Ready for a drop here towards the natural. Likewise, rotating around through the center. BattleB, he's just fortifying himself, building back up. 2nd starport's on the way. That should be for Viking production. Catches the observer. Nicely done. So it goes down. SKillous, he rotates towards the 3rd, but alas, BattleB is in position. He defends. Forces back the army. Likewise, BattleB, he deflects here at the natural. And that 4th base is going to be the gold as well. We spoke about it earlier, but alas, at HomeStory Cup, there was a lot of connection issues, unfortunately, at the venue. Feels bad, man. Did affect all the players there. And casters as well. But BattleB is getting his golds. SKillous, I wouldn't be opposed to him rushing to the gold as well. He's still trying to get his own 4th base up and running. But I do give the edge to BattleB. As the gold is getting saturated. Behind this, he's got 4, soon to be 6 Vikings. BattleB should be the first to max out. SKillous has potential though. Has his Colossi. Unfortunately, no Storm. No Storm, no Disruptors. The first Disruptors on the way. BattleB pushing in. Decent EMPs. But pushing into a concave. And BattleB has to back up. Likewise, SKillous, he's within range of the mineral line. Will deny mining. And again, it's so important that SKillous does maintain map control to deny the gold. Otherwise, BattleB will snowball out of control. And so far, so good. Does deny mining. He's denying mining at the 4th base. Meanwhile, SKillous getting his own 4th up and running. So far, so good. Ooh, EMP does connect. That's a brutal EMP on the army. BattleB trying to force his way through a choke point. Colossus is getting so much out of the Vikings. They finally arrive, but is it too late? The Colossus, they're finally going to go down. And does BattleB have enough on the ground? It looks like he does. Nova goes off. Ooh, takes down a Ghost. But the Gateway army crumbles and BattleB shuts down the army. Takes out the Disruptors. Nice split towards the end. Takes out both Disruptors. The final Colossus. The entire army of SKillous is going to crumble. And BattleB can just snowball from here. The gold base is up and running. 5th base on the way. And you just keep pushing from here. There are still defensive Disruptors though. Nova goes off. No major connection. Now SKillous is down heavily in supply, but with a couple of well-placed Novas, he could try to hold on. That's the only way back into this, is with these Purification Novas. That is his only chance. And even then, they don't one-shot Marauders anymore. Jeez, that's a lot of Vikings. As the Vikings have arrived, a little bit late. Not too useful anymore, but it's fine. Oh. Goes up, takes down a Marauder. There's 4 Disruptors left. That's a lot of Novas. That's a lot of Disruptors. Speaking of, Nova going to be going up. Ooh, it does connect. 1 Disruptor goes down. The other Nova goes up. That'll be being forced back. And again, these Vikings are not really ideal against this kind of army. They're in a way almost dead supply. Vikings are doing what they can. Nova goes up. Still a very scrappy fight. BattleB still out trading. Takes down another disruptor. There's still 2 disruptors left. BattleB stimming in. So far getting overstimmed as well. Nova does not connect. And the final army here is falling. 2 more disruptors going down. BattleB is running out of energy on these medevacs. He's barely maintaining himself. And BattleB is running out of steam. Gets the final disruptor. Disruptor goes down. Zelta coming to reinforce. And BattleB from here, he most likely just has to back up, consolidate his army, calm things down, and build back up. As he is forced back. Ooh, Nova connects. Massive connection. SKillous, he's holding on. He's holding. Behind this, getting his gold up and running. Oh my god, another Nova connects. Takes down a ghost. These Novas have been brutal. And SKillous, he's fighting back despite the supply. Again, it's one of those things where the soup does lie when disruptors are involved, just because they have so much potential for damage. So with that, SKillous has been holding on for dear life, and it's been impressive. Speaking of, another Nova goes up. Bit of a later split there from BattleB. BattleB still trying to overwhelm at the same time. Run by is dealt with. Planetary does hold. A SKillous not paying attention. He gets 1, he gets 2. He gets 2 disruptors. Nikita not quite noticing, and it looks like finally BattleB has done it. He just had to wait a little bit to build up his army. And finally he's breaking through. A much more efficient fight for the Terran. Takes down the disruptors, the zealots, most of the stalkers. GG gets called, and BattleB takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. A very, very intense game. And again, a lot of this did come down to the fact that SKillous, he did fall behind economically, so he fell behind in supply as well. And BattleB was able to snowball out of control. The 4th base for SKillous was so very late. And it wasn't just about the 4th base, but if you remember, in the lead up to even getting and expanding at that 4th base location, SKillous was bleeding out a lot of units, bleeding out a lot of stalkers over time. Likewise, he was heavily reliant on getting into those eventual Colossus and eventual disruptors, but last he was having a hard time affording all of that because of how late his expansions were. And with that, BattleB did snowball out of control. And sure, for a time at SKillous, he was denying mining at the golds, but it was still a better economy for the Terran nonetheless, who was getting a 5th base behind it. He eventually reclaimed control of the gold base, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Impressive first game there by BattleB. And we'll see if he can close it out or if SKillous will tie things up. So we're getting into game number 2, which I believe is going to be on Frostline. Here we go. But again, a very chaotic kind of end to the game there. As SKillous was doing everything he could to survive, to barely hold on. And he was. It was impressive. It was impressive, but here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Liquid down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force that ace match. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player. We have the blue Terran from the land of Germany representing Berserker Esports. It is BattleB. Here we go. Just catching up with the chat. New Year's stream. We did stream last night, coming into New Year's. True. But, Happy New Year's, one and all. I believe finally the Americas and Europe has caught up. We're actually getting into January 2nd here. But it's fine, it's all good. As SKillous, he does open up with a proxy. Let's go. The pylon has been thrown down, and we are setting up for the proxy gateway.
So
This is a live tournament. As is stated in the title of the stream, this is a replay cast. We did cast this tournament live. This was at the start of December, for those that are curious. So a month ago at this point, we did cast this tournament live. We were the B stream for HomeStory Cup at 26. But as we have attempted to reiterate, and we will do so again, in this event, during the group stage, 3 matches were happening at once, but there was only 2 streams. Only the main stream and the B stream. I guess there were other language streams as well, but only 2 English streams. So because of that, in the group stage, a third of the matches were never casted. A third of the matches were never broadcasted. So that's why we're here. That's why we are here, to cover those matches that never got broadcasted, at least never in English. What I will say, though, is that we initially planned to cast this sooner, but we were so busy, we didn't have any free days. We had no free days in December. Our December schedule was completely jam-packed, so unfortunately, this broadcast of the group stage of HomeStory Cup was delayed. It was pushed back, but now finally, January 1st, we have a free day. we have a free day, so we can actually fit in a replay cast of HomeStory Cup. So unfortunately, again, it would have been a little bit better if we were able to get into this a little bit sooner, closer to the event itself, but we were just busy with StarCraft, just non-stop casting essentially. But here in January, we at least have this day to catch up. Like, January is still very busy for us, unfortunately. Again, we have Masters Coliseum, we have Lulu Cup as well, all of our regular events. Ooh, as the CC is going to be delayed. Nice pick up there by SKillous. It's going to be a nice pickoff. We do have reinforcements on the horizon here, but SKillous is hoping for a little bit more. The bunker does finish. Oh, that should not have happened. The bunker does complete, and with the help of the bunker, with that, BattleB should be able to hold on. Yeah, the CC will complete. Ideally, with a proxy like this, SKillous, he delays the CC, he delays the bunker, and he delays even further. He denies the expansion for as long as possible while he expands back at home, but alas, BattleB gets everything up and running. The CC and the bunker as well. So with that, BattleB, he is holding. At least SKillous is denying mining. He's denying mining time here at the natural. But he was hoping to do more than that. Was hoping to do more. So far, SKillous is poking in. Behind this, once again, going for a Twilight Council. As a reminder, last game, SKillous, he went for a relatively economic opener, going for a faster 3rd Nexus. We'll see if he does the same here, as again, we're loading into a much larger map in the map pool. Much larger map. BattleB getting into his 1-1-1, followed by the extra Raxes. The same setup that we had last game, actually, from BattleB. Just faster expansion into a 3-1-1, into Biotank. So BattleB is settling in. Likewise, SKillous throwing down his gateways. So far, 2 gate blink. I would imagine into a 3rd base. Into the mid game. Speaking of SKillous, he's going to be throwing down the Robo first, so a little bit safer here by SKillous. We should be expanding momentarily. Technically, we could see SKillous take like an extra gas geyser, and from here we can go for earlier attack into a bay before the expansion, but there it is, the Nexus has now been thrown down. So overall, just an economic build here by SKillous. Is building up. Likewise, BattleB is going to be chilling as well, so we do have a bit of a lull here in the game, where both players are just building up back at home. SKillous just making sure there's no drop play, or if there is, he's able to catch it. Spreading out his army, coming in for a scout, getting eyes on the setup, and settling in. Now, once BattleB finishes up his upgrades, I'm referring to Stim and Combat Shields, he can then move out and expand and take a 3rd. Until then, he's stuck on 2 bases. It's just the dynamic of TVP. Just contain all these 2 expansions, and then eventually can break out. Now, if we were casting someone else, and if we had delayed the starport, then there would be an option here to go for a 2-base all-in. But for the most part, it does feel like BattleB should be expanding. As he does peel off for a double drop, gets spotted by the Adept. SKillous, he responds. BattleB has to get the hell out of here. he knows the Stalkers are coming. Does pull away. Likewise, a proxy has been found. I'm sure that was another factor as to why SKillous' 3rd base was a little bit later. Was the initial failed proxy. Ooh, Mind Shot goes off, does connect. That was a late blink here out of SKillous. BattleB does punish, and now he's ready for his move outs. Now, as a reminder, as you mentioned before, this is not a 2-base all-in. A 3rd CC has been placed. It's halfway done for BattleB. He's expanding behind this, but still a very terrifying army. An army to be respected. It's going to be on SKillous to slow this down. He was able to do so last game. But here, SKillous not quite in position. He's going to try to respond. He can try to force field the army. The Immortal getting caught out, so shields are triggered. The force fields, they do slow down the army somewhat. But Stalkers, they get punished. SKillous' army is split. Expensive losses. Leaving out 2 Stalkers. BattleB does rotate. Does rotate around, stims in. Once again, the force fields, they do slow down the bio at least. But the tanks are sieging. Yeah, they're getting within range. Tank shots are going off. Reinforcements on the way. SKillous just wasn't really able to slow this down and has bled out a lot of Stalkers. He's building up his Immortal count. Up to 3, soon to be 4. That's a lot of Immortals. But the base is under fire. SKillous, he has to engage. The base is going to go down. Yeah, there's no saving the 3rd. Massive pickoff. And SKillous is up against the wall. Meanwhile, across the map, tries to go for a counterattack. The Prism comes in, but the Zealots get cleaned up. And BattleB, he attacks and he defends. He shuts down the drop. War Prism barely survives. And from here, BattleB can just go home. He doesn't have to push in. He doesn't have to commit. He got what he was looking for. He got the expansion. Punishes the Zealots. Forcing out SKillous. SKillous, he supply blocked. He can't harass across the map. There we go, just now finishing up his pylons. Going for another Zealot drop. Likewise, Zealots at the expansion as well. BattleB, he is defending, is racing back home. We'll bleed out a couple of SCVs. But only 4. Only 4 workers go down. Prism falls, and SKillous is still on a 2-base economy. SKillous is being left behind. And BattleB, he reinforces, consolidates his army, and now he can move out once again.
We could use some help here.
It's going to be on BattleB to recognize which expansion has been taken. You see SKillous throwing down a 2nd Robo and a Bay, working towards Colossus production. But SKillous needs time. And BattleB should not give him that time. Especially after sniping that War Prism, he should be feeling confident. For now, they're waiting for his Ghosts. Ghost Academy is done, making 3 Ghosts at a time, Vikings as well. BattleB, he moves out. SKillous, he does spot the army. He's aware. Once again, it's on SKillous to slow this down. But he doesn't really have much to work with. The Stalkers, they're low from earlier. They are vulnerable. The army dives in. Widowmines, they burrow on top of the Immortals. They do get away. 1 Immortal goes down. There's 3 Immortals left. Oh my god. The attempted Mind Drop. He's crazy. Mine's just going to be going in from the Zealots, forcing him with a friendly fire. The tank shots are brutal. The tank does go down. And with that, SKillous, he is holding on. SKillous, he does hold. I assumed he was working towards Colossus, but Disruptors have arrived. Disruptors are here. When behind Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine is finishing up as well. As BattleB, he does go for the dive, going straight for the Disruptors. The Nevers! Oh my god. They do connect. Ghost going to be going down. Yeah, another Ghost falls. But despite that, BattleB still has an overwhelming army. Takes down the Zealots, getting on top of the production. And the robots are exposed. He's going to get one. Down one robo. Overzones away. There's a DT in the mix as well. No scans. And no scans, and with that, BattleB should be cleaned up. As he bleeds out his army, forced to pick up, forced to get the hell out of here. A lot of the supply for BattleB is in medevacs. So the supply is inflated. The ground army is not as large. Oh, BattleB, calm down. Killing his own Marine. But still just rallying across the map. I mean, again, BattleB, he knows how far ahead he is. He knows how close he is to breaking SKillous. EMP connection with the Dark Templar. BattleB just sending everything across the map, getting a 4cc behind this on location, still maintaining a greater economy. And SKillous, unfortunately, just not been able to build up his disruptor count. He still only has one. Just the one disruptor. And it isn't enough. Your second disruptor has arrived, third disruptor on the way. He needs more time. And again, BattleB, he just had to warm up. I mean, we were praising BattleB earlier against Nightmare and against Lambo. How BattleB, he came so close to bringing both of them down. And now he's warmed up. Now he's here against SKillous, ahead in the series, and close to taking the 2-0. As he still has to respect the Novas. One solid connection could be all it takes for SKillous to take a fight. But he's pushing into a concave. And BattleB stems in. Once again, taking down this second robo. Denies the disruptor, 3 disruptors left. And he will graze the army. Oh, massive connections! Okay. Does connect, does take down the army, does force back BattleB, but it cost him a base. Cost him the natural and the robo as well. Wasn't a free trade for SKillous. The connections were good. Even sniping some of those medevacs. As BattleB has to pick up, he has to get the hell out of here. Does end up losing most of his army, but he has reinforcements. He has a second wave moving out. And as SKillous is out here out of position, this southern expansion is exposed. SKillous does have a recall. Never mind, there's an EMP. EMP goes up, and GG gets called. SKillous, he gets pulled apart, and BattleB will take the series 2-0. Will take down SKillous. GG. GG, well played, BattleB. He will take it again. BattleB, he was looking quite impressive here in today's broadcast in the group stage. Again, I don't think that the 2-0s really tell the full story, especially in BattleB's series against Lambo and even his series against Nightmare as well. Had some very, very close games. Definitely a world out there where BattleB could have had a stronger scoreline here in Group A, and in the end does take down SKillous. GG well played. Very impressive performance here against SKillous. He is a top 3 Protoss player in Europe. When we think of the European Protosses, we think of MaxPack, Showtime, and SKillous. So for BattleB to bring one of them down is a very impressive result here. And yeah, I'm glad that we were able to catch up on these matches, just because, again, they weren't broadcasted, and BattleB was looking quite impressive. Looking very impressive here at HomeStory Cup. Wasn't a strong enough scoreline to make it out of the group. For those that are curious, the groups are quite large and only top 2. It's very cutthroat. Only top 2 players in the group make it into the playoffs. So it's just a really unforgiving format, considering there are 6 players in each group. So it's wild. it's crazy that that's the case. That only 2 can make it out. But regardless, GG well played. With that, BattleB takes down SKillous, and we are now getting ready for the final series of the night. We have one matchup left, and that is going to be another TVP. It's going to be a best of 3 between Ryung and Jimmy. Oh boy.